time, y'all. We got mics. Now, I don't know about levels down. I don't know if we too loud, too low. We gonna see. But, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Ready.
All right, welcome back. We back with another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. I am Joe Cool with my partner, Mr. King.
Yep.
We are back in the game. We're gonna try out another new setup, side by side. How you feeling?
I'm good. You know, last night got me a little bit. You know, I'm feeling my feelings a little bit about last night.
Yeah, we all are. We lost our losing streak, but make sure, if y'all back, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome back to the channel. Let us know how y'all feeling. But we're gonna get right into it. Before we start with the game last night, you want to get into Dante DiVincenzo?
No, let's jump in the game first.
Yeah, the
Let's
game
get that
first?
out. Let's get that frustration out.
So we're gonna go to Knicks Utah recap. You know what I mean? We lost our winning streak. You know what I mean? We was on a roll. I think you jinxed it, Pops.
I think I did, but it's not so much that we lost; it's who we lost to. And I don't know. Did we overlook Utah thinking about Denver and the Mavericks?
I think we did, but remember I was saying yesterday we went live and I was saying, well, they do got Sexton and who was it, Markkanen and Collins and Kessler, and I was like, though they're not the superstars, but they are decent pieces.
Nah, they're a good team, but there's no way in God's earth that they should have been able to hung with us for 4 quarters.
Yeah, but when these teams play the Knicks, they know what they're playing.
Yeah, I just think that we fell in love with the 3. I think we should abandon the 3. Like, we barely got to the line. And there's no way that Kessler could have guarded Cat, and we'd have threw Cat in that low post. And then he got like 50 moves down there.
Right.
So now you can play inside out, and now the 3s might fall that way. But I just think that we just came down. Remember I said one time with Bridges, in the first quarter, he just came down and shot a 3 like he was in the park. You know, now we got to see it through, and when we see it's not working, then we got to abandon it.
Yeah, it's like we playing like we hot. So we going on a win streak and we capable of playing at that level. But sometimes when you falling short, you got to fall back to the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't let the games like that get away, because now when you go play Denver, now you feel like you got to win, and it's a hard game to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we play somebody. Who else we play after that?
Well, after Denver and the Mavericks, then we come back. I think we go to Charlotte. But these games, now you're going to be pressing, because now you want to finish the road trip strong.
Yeah, like you can't let Markkanen score 34, Sexton 25. If they gonna do that, y'all supposed to come down. You know what I mean? This is the game where Brunson and Towns is supposed to score 70 points combined. When stuff like that get out of hand.
Yeah, Towns should have almost went for 40, 50 last night, just based on who got to guard him. And it seemed like to me he took himself out of the game. You know, so when you're looking at the assistant coaches and people on the bench, what is being told to the players?
Well, I think this is what they're trying to figure out. He's probably still trying to figure out when to turn it on and off. You know what I mean? Like when to roll to the basket, when to shoot a 3, when to get out the way. Probably when to get Mikal a chance to shine. You know what I mean? If y'all not hot, what do you do? Listen, they still play Tyler Kolek, Jericho Sims for a little bit. But that still wasn't enough. Maybe they tired, like last time. You know what I mean? You left them in there the whole game.
Well,
and then when you look at Utah, how many people they played? I think they played more people than we did.
Well, their coach said they always going to try to play 10, 12 people.
But that's what I'm saying. So now you give them room to, they played 1, 2 centers. We played 1. You know what I mean? Like Jericho played only, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
9 minutes. That's no good for Tibbs. Like Tibbs got to do more.
Yeah, but that's when I was saying last night that we got some guys on our team. Now Campaign and OG play good games. But we got some guys on our team that the defense is just never going to scout for. So a guy like Dottier, he's not being scouted for, but he can shoot.
Right.
So he's out there with 4 starters. So let's go his route and let's call his number a couple times. By the time they figure it out, he done knocked down 3-4 threes. You know, but things like that, the chess match. And that's something to me that Brunson should recognize. And when you got to go off script that, you know, that way. And we didn't do that last night. We fell victim to, you know, thinking that our threes was going to come because it was good looks. Not like we wasn't getting good looks.
Right.
So you got good looks like Jamal Crawford was filling in for Clyde. And he was saying the good looks are there, you just got to knock them down. But when you see it ain't there and the game is getting crunch time,
Right.
then you got to abandon shit. And anytime we get in trouble, throw Cat's ass in that low post and play inside out for 5 minutes.
Right.
You know, like we always got a solution. It's just that are we thinking of it at the time?
Yeah, and we definitely gonna get into that, like with just put Cat in the post or play a different way. But yeah, man, the win streak is over. We thought we was gonna go on a nice another run. And I mean, try to separate us there. I don't know. I think we still probably third in the East.
Yeah, we fourth.
Fourth now.
Yeah.
So we toe to toe. But a nice little run would have got us in talking distance. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I mean, at least we'll get to third because now it's gonna be a while to get first or second, because Cleveland got that big lead, and then because we 6.5 out of first place. Cleveland got their lead, and then right behind them is Boston. So who is it? Orlando, I think it is. I think it's Orlando that's third. So, but stay in the hunt until you figure everything out. Stay in that 3 to 5 range, so that when you figure everything out and take off, then you sailing.
Right.
So the frustration wasn't a loss. It was just that, come on, let's go. They got nice pieces, Utah, but let's put them away. let's go in and say this win is in the books, but we have to still take care of business while we saying that. That's how I felt last night.
Yeah, but tough loss. Moving on, I kind of want to. We're gonna save that for last. So I want to piggyback on what you said about Cat in the paint. Is Golden State to blame for the new NBA? Now this has been the talk for some years now. So it was on Gil's Arena, the Shaq podcast with Iman Shumpert. Do you think Golden State is to blame for the new NBA? I know Shumpert said that he blamed them. If they don't lose, nobody switches up their team to shoot more threes like how we did last night. You know what I mean? Do you think that was it?
Part of it, because one thing we know, it's a copycat league. Okay, we know that. So
I definitely got that.
now it's swinging to what Boston did last year. So it started with Golden State. I don't know if they to blame, but I think with one thing Gil's Arena, what he did say that I kind of agree with is that everybody trying to beat Golden State. But if you don't got KD, Steph, and Clay, why are you shooting all these threes?
Right.
And people are coming down, from what I see, people are just coming down pulling threes out of nowhere. Now, it's one thing to be a three-point shooting team, and it's another thing to be a team that knows how to hit threes. And we, like the Knicks, we a team that know how to hit threes. So I can't necessarily put it on Golden State. I put it on, like, the NBA wants to get faster. They design the rules to make the game sped up a little bit more, to get more scoring. So it's an NBA thing, not necessarily a Golden State thing. And then the young lady that be on Gil's Arena, she talked about she'd rather see 100 threes than 100 people going to the line, as opposed to like when they was doing hack a shot. So
yeah, I don't know about that, but I do agree with you. We was getting into it yesterday, but I think it's the NBA's fault. You know what I mean? Like, y'all want to see y'all not calling fouls in the paint. So yeah, 100 fouls, y'all not calling them. It's the way y'all calling the game. Y'all way too, let some of that physicality go.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we really want to see. People will go to the paint if you're going to just let it fly. You know what I mean? If I'm going to go in the paint and dunk on somebody, and you're not going to call foul every time, or I don't know. It's definitely the NBA's fault with that.
But also remember, one of the new rules this year was to be not to call some of those fouls going to the paint. And they started out preseason, early in the season, they started out letting guys play. And then it always, whenever there's a new rule, it always resort back to what the refs' habits are. And then we as the Knicks fans, we always end up getting the short end of the stick because we always got a guy like Melo, Brunson, people like that, you know, Marbury, they play physical, so they don't always get the call.
Right.
It's like they expect it to be hit.
Yeah,
You know?
but that's because that's also with the NBA from this standpoint, it's the analytics. When they go into these meetings and they pulling these players to the side and even the coaching staff, they go on by, I remember with D'Antoni, the team that puts up the most shots usually win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now they just going down court, jacking up a whole bunch of threes. And if I can hit more threes than the other team, or if I'm down, or if I'm up, I can widen the distance. Same thing with the Celtic game 1 with the Knicks. They shoot all these threes, they on fire. It don't work in our favor because we can't even shoot enough threes or make enough threes to catch up to them. So I can go in the paint all day. If they're gonna hit that many threes, we stayed with them missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they still was on fire. So if they can't hit those threes, that game becomes close. That's the analytics that the game is played. But like I said, that's the ref's fault. Because now if I can get you in foul trouble, you're gonna play less defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know that's how these people are learning now. Like these big men are playing as guards first, and then they having a growth spurt, and now they learning post moves at an older age. So some of them don't even feel comfortable doing the moves. But like I said, coaching staff and management with the analytics, I think it's totally different why they can't get it together with that.
No, I think they can. I think as the emphasis shift, like look at our team. We are our best players are mid-post type players. So, and we have mid-post type players that can hit threes. Every last one of them. So our game plan pretty much is set. But when we come out like last night and try to put up threes that's not there, and that favors the NBA of trying to get more points, but it's ugly basketball because when threes don't go in, when you shooting them with nobody guarding you, just coming down court, first man touch it, shoot a three. Like just because you open, and that's what coaches are telling guys, if you open, shoot it. But that's not always the best shot.
Yeah, I don't like Mikal Bridges coming down just shooting a wild three, even though he can. There got to be some balance. Campaign coming down shooting a wild three is a little different because his game ain't just to go inside and score that way. There got to be some balance on how they do it. Like if Mikal would have came down, tried to get to the hole, shot a midi, or took it to the basket, and then Campaign came down and shot a wild three even from deep, I'll be cool with it. Now, and not saying that personally, I don't mind. I know they mentioned I don't want to see 7-footers shoot threes. I don't mind. You know what I mean? I would want to see that. Victor Wembanyama doing that looks crazy. Crossover, shoot a three. It's still fun to me, but now do I want to see big men go to the paint too? Yes. And dominate like Shaq back in the day? Yes, I do want to see that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You want to see a 7-footer shoot a three when it's like a novelty, not I'm just because what if you got the mismatch down low? Then what are you doing out? You know, your percentage wise. So I like 7-footers that can play down low and that can knock down the threes. Not they a 3-point shooter. That's the difference. That's the difference in the game, and that's where people trying to be like Golden State. My big man, we playing 5 out. You know, 5 out just means you would think 5 out means somebody's going to drive their man. There's nobody back there to protect the rim. But now 5 out means get past, get by your man or sidestep him and then pull the three. It's not the same concept as it used to be. 7-footers are, well, let's look at a lot of teams. Well, the NBA's getting back to everybody having a 7-footer. But there was like a point where people was trying to match Draymond Green, with a smaller guy. They'll start a big man, they'll pull him out, and then they'll try to, and that's what Golden State wanted you to do. They wanted you to try to go small. So they did create some of that, and the league tried to piggyback off of it. But I don't want to see 7-footers just jocking up threes. Not when they got the mismatch. And Wembanyama is different. We can't count him. He's really what they call a unicorn. The stuff he can do. So you can't go like things like LeBron did.
Wembanyama and Porzingis, they kind of doing a mixed match of both. They not like just sitting at the 3-point line, just shooting. There's times where I see Joel Embiid and even Towns Like, don't sit out there, just go post up.
They just waiting. Yeah.
But in their favor, they can't get physical down there because either the NBA is calling charges or
no,
I don't know what is going on with that, but or the NBA is not even the NBA. The management is not putting a focus on what is like inside out, like throw it into the big man, and if he's in trouble or anything, he's throwing it back out. The game ain't that way no more.
Yeah, but they don't have to be. But the when you need a basket, you trying to tell me. And we can talk about Towns. You trying to tell me Embiid just don't want to do it. The way they pull with the defensive 3-second rule, Embiid can't go down there one-on-one. They're going to pull the other guy out, so they can't help. And he can't dominate anybody in the NBA one-on-one at any point in the game. Now you go for a while, you put Embiid down there, and now that's barbecue chicken right there. But they don't want to do that. Everybody want to be sexy shooting the three. When you see Embiid and Cat, sometimes they just out there waiting for the three.
They're making the game harder.
Yeah, we ain't saying live and die down there.
And also within the same topic, they were saying how the viewership is down in the NBA, right? And it's either because of the style of play, or people don't really have to watch it in real time. Where do you think most of that viewership being down comes from?
Well, again, I'm gonna refer back to because I didn't know it was down because I'm thinking about all this TV.
Yeah,
money.
I didn't think it was
all
down.
this TV money that's here and that's coming in the next year or two. They better figure it out. But another thing from the Gills Arena that I thought was interesting, and we feel that way, we just didn't think about it, is too many games on too many channels, and people don't have. You got to buy too many things. You can't even get everything on League Pass because if you get League Pass, then you don't got your home team game.
Right.
So Nick, what's the one Nick on the show? He was saying that he has a lot of stuff, but nothing has the Lakers on it. So he watching everybody but his home team, and he's in LA while he's watching. So it's like you got to get Amazon, you got to get ESPN, Netflix. You got to get everybody. Everybody's getting into the Prime. Everybody getting into the hat, and who's gonna buy all of that?
But when it comes to the NBA, for the game part, does the TV money come from the ads, the commercials that come on? Because if it's coming from the ads that you're watching, like when they got the logo now on the jersey, or they got the logo on the court, or when you see the ball go up, if that's where it's coming from, I think
it ain't just coming from that.
No, I'm just saying, if that's where that's coming from, I feel like the companies are getting their money's worth. Because I don't think the viewership of you watching NBA, even if you're watching clips, is not down.
No, it's coming from the channels. Most of their money comes from the channels that want to get games. Remember, it used to be a time where, like, our local market for the Knicks would have been Channel 9, WOR. Everybody had a local market where they could just watch the games for free. Then they started going on cable. Now look at how many around the country. If ESPN pays for Tuesday night's games, and when they had TNT pay for Thursday night games, let's say things like that. Then you putting in Prime, you putting in these other different channels. They're all paying for sports. Channel 7, Channel 4, Channel 2. Everybody getting into the act. That's a lot of money for the NBA. But if everybody ain't watching, which is going to be interesting for next year, to say viewership is down, I find that very interesting.
Well, that also could be too when they say it's on different channels, but that's also a tribute to right now we in the space where cable is just too high.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying.
Yeah, cable is just way too high. So take us for example. We like MSG. We can only get MSG one way if we don't get cable. I think you got not a sponsorship or nothing, but you can only get Fubo. You know what I mean? If you want to watch MSG. MSG itself, now they got it to where you can watch the games. And I was asking for that for years. Like, I'll cut my cable if I can just watch MSG by itself. But the games are like $40. It's not like I'm not going to watch the game.
Yeah.
And are y'all giving me courtside view when I put these games on? Like, are y'all giving me more than one option so I can watch these games? Like, why am I paying $30 for select games and back-to-back games?
Yeah.
If it was $2 a game, I think people would make the sacrifice. You know what I mean? That's like what, like $20, preferably a month, $10 to $20 a month, depending on how many games in a month. Then I could see people paying for the game. I'm not home, I'm not gonna pay for this game. I'm home, I'll pay for this game. I could see them doing that.
But it's also no matter what network that you have, every game is not coming on the same network all the time around the country. You know, like let's just skip basketball for a second. Let's go with the Jets. We see the regular games on Channel 2, CBS.
Right. That's the
Thursday night has
Sunday
Prime
night
has Thursday night games.
Right.
ESPN got Monday night games. And
Christmas, they're gonna be on Netflix.
yeah, which again, football, you're trying to jump into the Knicks market. Now the Knicks should jump into y'all's market and put games on Thanksgiving. It's not fair. Like, you know.
Well, right now I think football's in the space now where it's like battle of football viewership. I think been going down.
Yeah, but why mess with Christmas? Christmas is basketball day. So
yeah, I remember. So yeah, we was talking about that yesterday. I mean, I'm not opposed to. Usually on Christmas though, there was college football games, and
that's different.
You know what I mean? And usually I'm complaining like once the Knicks go off, we not really watching it unless the game is a big game. Right now the NBA is doing this thing where they just taking the biggest names and putting them together. You know, I want the biggest rivalries or the storylines put together. You know what I mean? I think we play like the Spurs. I don't care about playing Victor.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to play the Celtics again. But then y'all got the Celtics versus the Lakers. Lakers ain't doing nothing because everybody wants to see Bronny James. You know what I mean? So that's how they doing it. Now, I don't mind the sharing the space with football. If the Jets was winning, we'd be happy. You know what I mean? The Jets would be playing on Christmas.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't like that. I don't.
I mean, I'm cool with like even on Thanksgiving. I'm cool with basketball being on Thanksgiving too. But that's where the media is shifting. Now, if we talking about viewership down, I know viewership is down on the media side of sports somewhat, because I don't want to hear what some of these people got to say no more, which everybody don't, with ESPN and all them politically correct got to say. We want to know what Gil, because of how he talks or how he acts, I want to know what he's talking about. We want to know what Ocho and Uncle's talking about. We don't want to hear, like, we want to hear Stephen A, but now we in a space where we don't want to hear politically correct Stephen A. Like, where they tampering with what you can talk about or how you talk about it. Like with the women's basketball, with the Caitlin Clark and all that, we don't want y'all to tell it the politically correct way. We want you to tell it like it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nobody wants to go watch that anymore after, unless you're going to put all-time greats like Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and Michael Jordan, and all those people in the same room, and they're going to talk. I don't want to hear them talk on ESPN.
Well, yeah.
I want to hear the actual players or somebody that, they don't even got to be a player, like somebody that just entertaining is going to say.
Well, you want honesty. You want, you want, the media has a way of shifting. Every channel going to shift you into one direction to believe what they want you to believe. But one thing Gil was talking about viewership was, and that's on Gil's Arena, was even the hottest ticket among fans is to watch Ja Morant. But they're not watching Ja Morant, they're not watching Memphis games. They're going to the Ja Morant highlights. So I'm not gonna watch the whole game. I'm just gonna skim through and find out who he dunked on and how he dunked on him. So that's why I think viewership is down that way. You know, people don't want to watch, unless it's your team, people don't want to watch a whole game. And then people are not even watching whole games of their team unless you a diehard.
Yeah, and again, that's the NBA's fault. Because y'all interviewing these players, and it seems like the people y'all got interviewing is only there to get on their nerves. You're not there to increase the hype. And if a player says anything, y'all fining them. If a player does anything on the court, y'all fining them. Y'all suspending them.
Yeah.
That gets boring. So if you're going to do that and they're going to walk on eggshells, I don't want to watch it after the game.
Yeah.
If after the game, Ja Morant dunks on somebody and goes like this, boom, we know he's playing, like he ain't really gonna shoot nobody, but it's part of the entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they cursing on the court, kids should already know at home, like what's right and what's wrong. These is grown folk on a game playing something physical. Like y'all can't be bleeping this stuff out. Like they should be able to talk and have a certain way. If you want to have that, wrestling ain't down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wrestling will never be down.
That's what I'm saying. It'll never be down because of the entertainment factor and the physicality. Like, this is their fault. The only way to fix it is to go back to the old, like some stuff go back to the old ways. But the old ways, it wasn't all that, like if A reporter gets out of line and a player smacks the mic out their hand. Hey,
Yeah.
a reporter was out of line. That thing with Joel Embiid, this is why the ratings are down. Like, I know he wasn't verbally talking to him. It was like written, but if these reporters get out of line all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
If Joel Embiid could sit there and say, F Wembanyama, I'll see him next week, blah, 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 blah. They know it's all in front of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even if they were serious or not, we know it's not going to get out of hand. They start scuffling on the court. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we'll watch it live.
Yeah, the NBA should take, I mean, you want to go totally back to the 90s, but you should still, and they said they would let some of that go, but they not. You got to let some of the trash talking go. And yeah, these guys are all friends from AAU, and they all know each other from all these different camps. But when they on the court, you gotta let them fight. Not fist fight, but I mean jockeying for a position fight. Like last night could have been a fight. It's one situation with Towns, but they called foul. Kessler had him under the arm for a rebound. Now Towns jumped, but it was this side. Now he could have hurt himself. He could have tore his, shoulder out of socket.
Right.
When guys are doing that, but they just called the foul. There wasn't even a discussion about it. But those are things that something like that would have happened 20 years ago. It would have been some problems.
Yeah, and listen, I'll be for the smoke. I don't want them to be all buddy when they get on the court, or even in talking after that. Yeah, when they go on a podcast and they're really friends. I'm cool with that. We'll get into them like in a few, but Dante DiVincenzo and Brunson, and Brunson's pops, but they having a verbal battle. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that too.
You know what I'm saying? I don't play there. Y'all traded me for whatever the reason, or I'm mad for some reason. Like, why are you butting into it? I'm talking to him. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want to see. I want to see Antetokounmpo cursing his teammates out or cursing the other team out. We want to see that.
Well, I don't necessarily want to see the teammates, but I
want
to see the opposing team.
Listen, if it's gonna make them play better and you can see that friction, that will make you watch the game.
Yeah, they say that Embiid has a lot of respect for Maxey, but Maxey called him out in the team meeting, and then they're gonna try to divide that. But maybe
Yeah, but that, and again, the NBA, y'all want to see that friction, but y'all don't want to see friction between Embiid and like Anthony Edwards or somebody.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense to me. Y'all gonna shine light on that, or y'all gonna try to break that news to cause drama in the NBA. We don't want to see that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We want to see these teams compete. Not another Celtics blowout. Oh, they're gonna win a championship for 3 more years. We don't want to. We want to see that, but if the teams are compete, give them a chance to. But that's probably why, like I said, the viewership is down. That's probably why. Like NBA, y'all did that. You know what I mean? And everybody's fighting for these contracts, so I get it. There's a lot of changes going on in the world. I remember we used to talk about that all the time. We could probably go on forever about everything that's about to change. Like, I don't gotta watch y'all if I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all forcing us to do half this stuff, and we don't want to. We're not trying to hear that no more.
Yep.
So now, our boy, our guy, Dante DiVincenzo supposedly is being shot by Minnesota. We don't know if it's because it's a bad thing or a good thing, but it just seems like teams want him, and if they can get him in the trade or any kind of way, they'll take him. You know what I mean? So, how you feel about Dante potentially maybe even coming back? Nah.
Listen, no, I listen. When I first seen it, waited, and I said, I'm seeing it places. I said, well, let me go on Minnesota's. Let me look up their page and see if it even shows up on their page. And it showed up on their page, right? And that doesn't always make it true. But when it shows up on, like if we look up the Knicks, you're going to see certain things. So I said, man, well, first it's interesting to me because Minnesota, they wanted Dante. Julius was a throw-in. So that, and then in the beginning of the season, they said they was happy with him. But his average is down. His threes are down. His percentage of threes and twos are down across the board.
But it's crazy. I'm starting to think that wasn't even the case because when I watched Melo podcast, it was saying that they wanted Randall. No. Dante was like, all right, and we definitely want Dante too.
No, like, we want
we want both of them. So now like Golden State want Dante back.
Yeah.
I think it was another team that
won.
Dante.
Several contenders want him.
So it's like a gift and a curse of everybody wants you.
Well, I think the Knicks should throw their hand in the ring. And imagine bringing Dante back. Now he knows he's coming because he's coming off the bench over there. And I guess he looked like he was adjusting at first, but I think they started him a couple of games at first because somebody was out for Minnesota. So now he's struggling. I'm surprised they're giving up on him. I actually didn't even think they needed him, to tell you the truth.
I think that's probably what it is.
I think we should throw our hand in the hat. It just comes down to, I think Dante right now makes about $11 million. That's going to go up to 12, 13 the next 2 years. I think that ain't nothing for us. And I'm telling you right now, I like Deuce. I would throw Deuce's ass up in there in that trade. Now they probably don't want no big men. So they probably going to want, I don't know how many more picks we got. But I would do, as long as I don't got to touch my core, you know, my starting five I got now, or Mitchell Robinson or Precious. If I ain't got to touch them, you know they're not going to touch the 3 young boys.
Yeah, I know.
So I would definitely put a package between a pick and Deuce's salary and something else.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't think Deuce's defense.
I don't give it
with OG and all them is contagious.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Now the problem is with, say you throwing Deuce in, DiVincenzo's role is now given the campaign. It's not given Deuce's role. No, Deuce's role was already Deuce's role. Like defense, score. Campaign is filling that role of we need shots. He's jacking up shots. That's why we're not really mad at Campaign. Or he's swarming around the ball. Like we're not looking at him defend. DiVincenzo's role last year was the defense was contagious what everybody was doing. So he's playing good defense that way. But he also can shoot threes, you know what I mean, score. So him and Campaign's role is the same.
Not necessarily because Campaign's truly a point guard.
I'm just saying, but their role is the same.
Not necessarily.
They doing the same thing on the court.
No, because Campaign has the ball to get his shots. We was using DiVincenzo coming off the screens, backdooring. We was doing different things with DiVincenzo.
Well, he could do more.
Now, because what Deuce's factor is that defensively he can guard 94 feet, right? The scoring part of Deuce that we love, would that be sustainable for a whole year of if Deuce was our primary scorer off the bench? We need another scorer. If Deuce is our guy off the bench, then we need another scorer off the bench. Even though we always put a starter back over there too. So now again, it's not apples and oranges because what DiVincenzo will bring to that second unit, he'll bring a prolific scorer to that second unit. He'll bring much needed real point shooting to that second unit that still plays with the starters. That changes our dynamic even a little bit more. If having DiVincenzo, and he already fits. I just think you have to at least do your due diligence and see what's out there, what we could give up. And if it's possible, he'll take less to come here. Now, not him, he don't have a say. What will Minnesota take? Even those teams that are saying they want him, Golden State, some of them contenders, they don't got nothing to give up neither.
Right.
So just throw it in the hat. Make it known that you want him. Let him know that we want you back.
And if this is all true, I can't see why they're giving up DiVincenzo. Maybe he don't probably got a solid role now, but he's playing solid minutes. Same he was playing in the beginning of the next season.
Well, but if he don't, the way he was shooting for us, they probably figured we're not seeing that. We're not seeing them timely shootings.
Yeah, but even in them timely shooting, there was times where it was cold, or maybe he came through at the end of the game because you got to shoot at a high clip sometimes.
Bring him home.
Listen, yeah, but all I'm saying is, with the shooting, remember, we just said it. You live by the three, you die by the three. If you coming down 5 times, Brunson hit a lot of threes. Last night, he was like 0 for 6 before he hit one.
But again, though, remember, we say you got some guys like on our team who guys that can hit the three. They're not 3-point shooters. DiVincenzo's a 3-point shooter. It's a difference.
But there was times last year he was 0 for 6, but we ride with him. Villanova, he played hard defense and he did other things off the ball.
Yeah, he's cut off the ball.
So if he don't have to do it in Minnesota, it probably just looked more crazy because I can't even get in a rhythm because
Yeah.
Y'all not swarming on defense. Y'all probably played defense a different way.
Bring that man. Let that man at least put it out there that you ain't got to say who we would give up.
So you coming home for Thanksgiving early.
I'd put it out there that we interested.
So Thanksgiving dinner is he's actually coming home.
Listen, bring him home.
I'll
give up my turkey leg.
He told Anthony, I was like, I ain't gonna listen, bro. It's cold out here. It's wintertime in Minnesota. I got to go home.
But he probably ain't out there feeling the love. You know, New York is showing you love, you know. So he probably missed that.
Yeah, Randall over there killing them.
Yeah, Randall's over there doing his thing.
Yeah.
All right.
But listen, thanks y'all for coming back. Like, comment, and subscribe. We see y'all next time. Let us know how the mics is going. Actually, I forgot to turn on noise cancellation, but we'll try that next episode.
I forgot it was on.
Yeah. I was looking. I was like, it's supposed to be 2 blue lights for noise cancellation. But we learning. All right, y'all. Peace.